Hello everyone and welcome to episode 18 or part 2 of the Top Chat Games podcast. My name's Matt. Joining me as ever is my good friend and co-host, it's Joe.
Alright, mate.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been about 30 seconds, mate, since we recorded the last episode.
Bit of a change to Top Chat. If you'd like to find out what's happened, go back and listen to episode 17, which is part 1 of this, a 2-part special about our E3 predictions.
Indeed.
So, right now, we're about a week away from E3, aren't we?
I think so, if we've worked it out properly.
Yeah, we should be, something like that. So,
but we're actually recording this May
22nd.
23rd.
Yeah.
So basically, if in the next few weeks, since this gets uploaded from the time of recording...
if
anything happens...
yeah, I didn't think of that.
Don't at us. Just,
Actually, no. Do at us, because that means that you are an absolute mystic Meg.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because my episode will have been out my episode. The predictions that I made in episode 17, they will have been out for a couple of weeks. So go and listen to them, because as I say, we intro that episode by talking you through the changes to Top Chat. Top Chat Reborn, part 2 to our life as a podcast.
Indeed.
So go and listen to that to find out the news of us.
And not the news of having no news.
The news of having no news from now on in the podcast, because shouldn't have to. But yeah, we explained all that in episode 17. I'm not going to go through it again now.
We're not going to have any... we're not going to mention what we've been playing this week, because we mentioned that in the last episode.
Yeah.
And just surprise, it's still the same, because this is straight after.
Yes, it is. It probably would still be the same anyway. Actually, no, we'd probably be discussing how we finished the games that we discussed in last episode.
Because you're going on holiday next week, then I'm going on holiday the week after. And then this will come up, and then we're going to a festival.
Hell yeah.
So, hectic weeks are ahead.
Yeah, fun times though. So, this week, this episode is your predictions, isn't that right?
It is indeed.
So, the reason we did it like this is because Joe knows more than me, so his predictions will fill out an entire hour, whereas mine won't, because I'm a half-wit who doesn't understand anything. So,
that's true.
The floor's pretty much yours.
Okay then.
Take it away.
So let me just start by saying that, as I said in the last episode, E3 this year, EA aren't going to officially be there. They're doing the EA Play event again this year, which is live streams and announcements. So they're pretty much at E3, or they're going to be around the weekend. Sony aren't going to be there, but everyone else will be. We've got Xbox, Nintendo, Square Enix, Bethesda, Ubisoft, and then Devolver Digital,
PC Gamer,
and there's a VR one this year as well. But I'm not going to be covering any of those because they're not really my forte.
VR shit.
So
I've thrown down there VR shit.
I've sectioned mine into companies. So I'm going to start with a company that I've got the least amount of predictions for.
Okay.
And that is Bethesda, who I can't believe do have a conference this year. I thought last year, I was like, why are they doing a conference? And then a few weeks before E3, Fallout 76 was announced, and I was like, okay, fair enough, you've got a lot to talk about. But this year, they've already said that Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 aren't going to be there, which is fair enough, because I think those games are a while away. So now I'm thinking, what have they got to talk about?
Well, do you reckon they're being ultimate trolls and they're saying, oh, we're not going to talk about the new Elder Scrolls? Psych. Yeah, we are.
That is a possibility, but also I think it's just sort of like a bit of a... I think they came out and said it just as a warning, just to be like, actually, we're not ready to talk about it. I think they planned this ahead of time. I thought like Fallout 76 was going to be the main focus again. They were going to be like, look at all the content we've got coming out, but alas.
It would be a bit of a kick in the teeth as well if they said, oh, we're not showing off the Elder Scrolls this year, and then people don't go because of that, and then it gets shown off, and then you're a massive Elder Scrolls fan, you're like, well, fuck you.
Yeah,
I wanted to see it first.
My first prediction anyway.
Yeah, carry
on. Rob Zombie won't be there.
What did he do again?
He just performed his Rage song or whatever.
Dragula.
Yeah, I don't think he did that song.
No,
but
it's the only Rob
that was my
song
first prediction. My first prediction is that, despite what they keep on saying, I think they will come out and say that Fallout 76 is becoming free to play.
Ah.
I think this game has failed beyond imagination. Like, more than they could have expected. No one's buying this game. No one's playing this game. I think they just need to go free to play. They need to do a massive overhaul, just like Final Fantasy 14 and the Elder Scrolls Online as well. And just make
Is that free to play?
It's not free to play. You still need to buy the disc, but that was originally buy the disc and pay subscription. Whereas I just think this is just going to be free to play, because the prices in this game are ridiculous. Like, buying armor and stuff that's like 20 quid in-game money or something. I don't know. Like, people would be more inclined to pay for shit like that if it was a game worth playing, one, and secondly, like, they hadn't already paid 60 quid for the game. I mean, the game's pretty much free to play anyway. Like, it's so cheap. But yeah, I feel like they'll come out of that. I feel like Bethesda are a very honest company. They like to get their PR right. So I think we'll have Todd Howard come out and be like, look, we fucked up.
We fucked up.
I can see him saying that, things like that, and just being like, okay, free to play.
Yeah, okay.
Next for Bethesda, this is actually a theme throughout this one, is Switch ports. I kind of feel like it's a year of Switch ports, when we've got such random ones like Assassin's Creed 3 that have just come out, Saints Row 3.
Today, I think, actually, Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, I think so. It was recently. It's still up on the recent bit of the Nintendo eShop. We've had Dragon's Dogma weirdly get a port. So I just think it's the year of the ports. I think people are seeing how well the Switch is doing. Yeah. And Bethesda, who were one of the first people, they did Doom and Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch. So I think the upcoming Doom Eternal and Fallout 4 will be announced for the Switch. I couldn't decide between Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 being ported. It's definitely not going to be New Vegas.
I was just about to say
it won't be New Vegas because that's Obsidian. Like that.
Oh, okay.
It was published by Bethesda, but it wasn't made by Bethesda Game Studios. And Obsidian are now a Microsoft company.
Oh.
So
there you go.
I kind of think Fallout 4, the Switch can probably just about run it. But, I mean, they got Wolfenstein and Doom on it, so I think they could get Fallout on it.
Yeah.
And Doom Eternal, I can see that coming.
Well, speaking on the Switch, before you move on, I've read something the other day that said Switch has outsold PS4, and I thought it meant, oh, well, that just means for April or whatever. And it doesn't. It means the Switch has outsold the PS4 in Japan. Yeah. Did I say in Japan? Sorry.
Yeah. I saw that as well, yeah.
That's mental. It's been out, what, like 5 years less?
Well, it's just the culture in Japan.
It is the culture,
so
but even
different. Then... Literally everyone is on their phone playing a game all the time. Like, I went to Japan for about a month a year ago, and just everyone is on their phones all the time. And the houses just, like, the people live in essentially rooms. They don't spend their time in their houses, so like that's why the handheld market is so much bigger than the like home console market. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I
will. Hang on. Here's an E3 prediction. I will have a Switch before the end of the year.
Okay.
I've been saying it for 6 months.
Well, you've had a promotion recently. So.
I have, thanks, but also because Sword and Shield.
True.
I pretty much need a Switch now.
So I've got written down here, like, very loosely, Wolfenstein 3 being teased, but then I sort of had another think, and Wolfenstein, I think it's called Youngblood, which is like a...
I think it's called The Old Blood, actually, isn't it?
Old Blood, something like that. I think it's like a expansion / new game-ish type thing.
Yeah, it's one of those hybrids, like, in between.
Wolfenstein. So I was like, maybe not. So then I thought, what other franchises have Bethesda got? And they haven't been too afraid to release a game despite knowing like sales aren't going to be great. In particular with Prey. Like, it didn't have great sales, but it got a bit of a fan base and it got good reviews. And I think Bethesda are kind of a company who think more in that way. So I'm going to predict, why not, a bit of a out there one, that Prey 2 is going to be announced. It's been about 2 years since Prey came out, so why not?
I can't even think of what Prey is. Is Prey the one that was meant to have the gun that you can like endlessly custom, a bit like Borderlands, but more sci-fi? Is that?
Don't think so.
Or there was like
It's the one where you
guns
can,
that
like,
looked mental.
Turn into like objects and
Also,
things like that.
sorry, just to go back to your Wolfenstein one, was that a prediction that they're going to make a new Wolfenstein?
No, it was a tentative thing because Youngblood. I was right, Youngblood.
Well, no, Youngblood is coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Old Blood came out a few years ago.
Okay.
So what? Sorry, what's your prediction? That we'll see more of.
No, I said that I was thinking that Wolfenstein 3 could be announced because I know that that's coming out like July, is it?
July 26th.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's not a sequel, but it's like a spin-off or something. It's like
it is.
kind of not a full game, I think.
I guess the Old Blood is the same.
Yeah.
And then the New Order is probably the most recent canonical game, or is it?
It was Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein 2,
the New Colossus.
The New Colossus. Yeah. Okay. It seems like one of those series that I would just love.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to get into it.
Yeah, I do. I like the alternative history. There was a stupid game that Seb used to have, my little brother, called Turning Point Fall of Liberty.
One of the worst rated games of all time.
So shit.
Yeah.
But I liked the idea. Like, it was like,
what if the
Nazis
Germans
had invaded?
Sorry, shouldn't say Germans at all. It should say Nazis. Yeah,
the Nazis.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What if the Nazis won? Sorry for that Freudian slip.
I did not see that coming. Okay, that's pretty much it for Bethesda. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. They've got to fill their time somehow. I presume it's going to be with maybe Rage content. I don't know. Doom Eternal, New Wolfenstein. I think
Rage 2's just come out, hasn't it? So maybe we'll see a DLC map for that. We'll see Wolfenstein 3, I think is a good shout. Prey. I'm really struggling with Prey, to be honest. Even though you've described it, I still can't really think of what it is.
Exactly, that's the thing about Prey. Is it's not a well-known game, but it did review.
It's kind of like
strong.
Rage, actually. It's one of those series that
exactly.
no one asked for a sequel, but Bethesda.
Well, Rage was just the shit Borderlands when it originally came out.
It looks quite good, Rage 2.
Yeah. Okay, what shall I go to next? Okay, I'm going to go for the EA play. Now, here are two ridiculous ones that aren't going to happen. Anyone who's sort of been paying attention to this channel will know I'm a massive tennis fan. Not particularly happy with the tennis games we've got. And the last major tennis release, like by a major publisher, was EA, and that was Grand Slam Tennis 2, which was shit. But knowing their prowess with EA and their like presentation of sports game, I'm hoping for Grand Slam Tennis 3 to be announced.
Fingers
Pie in the
crossed.
sky. Not even going to elaborate on that one. I just have to put it out there.
Yeah, fair enough. It might happen.
Now the second one, which is a bit out there.
Is this also EA Sports, right?
It's not. It's EA Dice. So I looked up what Dice were doing this year. So I was like, they can't be doing it. It should be their year to do Battlefront.
Yeah. The
way things have gone recently. I think it should be their year to do Battlefront, but they can't release Battlefront and Fallen Order. So then I was looking up, well, the Battlefront 5 has just come out, so what are they doing? Battlefront 6, but that seems too soon. Battlefield, sorry, yeah. But it doesn't seem they're doing one of those, so I'm just going to push one out there. They're going to make a new Mirror's Edge game.
Ooh.
Because they did the first two.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I would love that. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is one of my favourite games. One of my only platinums as well.
I can see it happening, yeah.
It's a very long shot, but it sort of fits. I could see them just as a filler, just maybe not like a big release, but sort of like a, I don't know, like a 20 quid game that they just sort of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm trying to think of something comparable to it. Not in terms of Mirror's Edge, but the scope of the game, of what you mean. Of just, it's not like a AAA release, but it's just it's something to keep you occupied.
Yeah, maybe
keep
like
Dice
a Far Cry, what was the new one? New Dawn. It was like a reskin of Far Cry 5, so they didn't spend a lot of money on it. Something like that. I don't know.
You can see that happening, and that'll release probably on everything. By which I mean Switch.
Probably not Switch, I don't think.
No? Really?
No.
Why not? Why not?
EA don't really do Switch that well. At all, actually.
Do they not?
No. They do the FIFA games, but they're just... They used to do it on Vita. They used to release all the FIFA games. Because, I mean, I feel they're still releasing them on, like, PS2. They used to do all the FIFA games, but they were called, like FIFA 19 Legacy Edition. Everyone was like, oh, what's Legacy Edition? And then I looked it up when I bought... I think I got FIFA 15 on it. And it basically meant it was the first version of FIFA, which was just called FIFA Football on the Vita, which I think was FIFA 12 or 13. But they just changed the kits and players. So it was the same game every single year. And that's pretty much what they've done on Switch. Because I've got FIFA 17 on Switch and it's terrible.
I
spent 50 quid on it.
That's
idiot.
really disappointing.
Yeah,
because FIFA was probably something I was going to pick up.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Consumer advice.
If you go back and listen to episode 17, part 1 of this, we'll sort of talk about what I'm just about to talk about in a little bit. So I think Jedi Fallen Order will have hands-on gameplay. It won't be at E3, it'll be at EA Play. Like, there'll probably be a trailer somewhere for Fallen Order, like maybe on the Xbox stage. Well, definitely on the Xbox stage.
Yeah, definitely.
But there won't be gameplay at E3, it'll be at EA Play. And so I think they'll have gameplay there.
Do you agree with my prediction that I made in episode 17 where there'll be just like test footage? There'll just be something for people to watch.
There'll be like a gameplay trailer at E3, I think. But there won't be anyone playing it at E3. I do think there will definitely be gameplay at EA Play because the game is actually out quite soon and this is the big event to get it out there.
Yeah, it is.
So I think it's time because we've had... Last year is the first time we heard about it, then nothing, and then we had the trailer a couple of months ago, and now it's time for gameplay, and then it's released in about 6 months. So, need something.
Cool.
Now for stuff we won't hear about at EA Play. No talk of Dragon Age 4. Sorry, but it's too soon. I know they've confirmed they're working on it, but it's too soon after Anthem. And speaking of which...
Anthem?
Little talk of Anthem. They're not really going to say anything.
Do you think they're going to just let it die?
Yeah.
They're going to leave it behind. Like
they didn't. I don't think they expected Apex Legends to take off as it has. They were sort of being like Battlefield 5 versus Anthem for like their online game, and then Apex Legends. I don't know if it's still doing as well as it was at the start, but I think that's still their number one. I think it's
dropped off a bit, but
they're going to talk about Season 2 at E3, but that's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So
I think of all the games that have tried to dismantle Fortnite, I think Apex has done the most.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they'll probably just commit to it fully.
In terms of Anthem, they've got to talk about it a little bit for the people who bought it.
They're just going to hold up a big sign that says sorry. And just
doubt it. They'll just say, oh, we did a great job on Anthem. They'll do a little bit of maybe like 5 minutes being like, oh, here's what we've got coming up in the future, with very little focus, sandwiched in between like Madden and FIFA 20.
Isn't there player retention from day one to now? Isn't it something like 5%?
I don't know. It's something bad.
I might have just pulled that from thin air, but I feel like I read that somewhere. Don't quote me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read this one out. This is a continuation on from Mirror's Edge. We pretty much said it. No Battlefield or Battlefront mentioned. Apex Legends is the main focus.
Yeah.
Obviously Season 2. Now my little pie in the sky one.
Another one.
Mass Effect Trilogy Bundle Remaster, whatever you want to call it, is released for PS4, Xbox One and Switch, or is shown, and will be released holiday 2019.
Okay. And which platform do you buy it for?
Switch.
Really?
Oh, I'd love Mass Effect on the go. It's just the perfect game. Because then I could do all the side missions. There's that whole thing with Skyrim as well.
Okay.
Although I would love to see the better graphics, because I've been playing it again recently and the graphics are terrible.
I've always thought that about Mass Effect games. Whenever I've seen footage of it, it just looks... bad. It always looks really static, and the cutscenes and the dialogue choices.
The cutscenes like don't sync up with the sound.
And the voice acting's terrible. Voice acting in video games still has a long way to come, I feel like. But
yeah.
Wow.
The reason I think this is because EA need a win, sort of thing. Like, they've had quite a few losses. Take the L, EA.
They've had a couple of years of just being the butt of all the jokes. They're just the whipping boy, basically.
And they've always sort of held off, to some credit, I'd say. Like, they've held off, like, just doing like a cheap remaster. They'd probably make quite a lot of money from just doing a Mass Effect remaster.
You reckon?
Yeah, everyone, like, quite a lot of people would buy it. And it'd be an easy buck, but I think that this is the time. And especially as they, as I said, don't actually have a Battlefront or a Battlefield coming out, it seems. It could be the good holiday one, sci-fi, you know.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Wishful thinking, maybe, on your part, but it's not. I don't think that's, of the two pie in the sky, as you put it, ones that you've gone for, I think that's more likely than a decent tennis game, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Tennis World Tour Roland Garros edition is just about to be released, and I can't wait to be unbelievably disappointed. Might be making on a video on it as I go upstairs. Upstairs to my bedroom, by the way. That was weird.
Oh yeah.
I just go upstairs. You know,
just goes upstairs.
Just goes upstairs
in your house.
Yes.
That's right. You listening.
Freak them out.
Yeah.
We're behind you. Okay. Next.
Carry on with the predictions.
Next is Ubisoft.
Okay, here we go. Because I feel like you'll have less to say than I did.
You reckon?
Okay, probably not.
No. Actually, yeah, a bit less. So, another one to go back and listen to. Episode 17. From pretty easy one. Watch Dogs 3 reveal.
Yep.
Set in London.
Oh, yeah.
Out this year.
I agree with out this year, but as I said in episode 17, I just don't think it's going to be set in London.
It's set in Peckham.
Peckham.
The technological heart of the UK.
I think this is one of the reasons that I think it's not going to be set in London, is because games these days can make massive maps, as we've seen with the Assassin's Creeds and The Witcher and Watch Dogs to a certain extent, but there's so much to London, to the point where 10 minutes down the road from where we live is like a totally different world. So how do you encapsulate such a mental city? And what do you include? What don't you include?
Well,
I feel like GTA could do it because it's just a piss take, but Watch Dogs isn't a piss
whatever
take.
Ubisoft company developed Watch Dogs 2 did a really good job with San Francisco. So
that's a good point, actually. Who is it? Is it Montreal?
I don't know. I really don't like. I don't like it when companies just are like, they're like, take the name of the publisher. So it's like Ubisoft Montreal, I think Ubisoft Quebec, EA do it, apart from like with DICE and Respawn. But like Sony did it with like Sony Santa Monica, Sony London, Sony Liverpool. Yeah. But now like it's just, you know, have your own name. Like, because I'll be like Rockstar North, Rockstar whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know the difference in that.
Also, it's Ubisoft Montreal.
Well done.
I'm a clever boy sometimes.
Okay.
Montreal.
So
I pronounced that terribly. I don't even really know why I said it like
I'll leave that one for now. Quick one. Next major content drop on Division 2. I feel that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Seems it.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 gameplay and release date.
I don't know anything about Beyond Good and Evil other than that it's something that people have wanted for years.
Yeah, I don't.
And that there's a pig.
But now I look at it and I'm like, it's kind of like, it's got that cyberpunk to it. I like it.
It's got that look of, this is a weird kind of creepy cartoon, but it's for adults and it's a little bit seedy. This is all just me, you know, guessing from what I've seen of it anyway, or I look at the artwork and the art style and I think this is what I get from it. I don't know if you agree or not, but it just looks dodgy, but not in a bad way. It just looks like it's
Well, I never
Oh, no.
played the first one, which was so long ago now, which is why it's like it's one of those cult things. It was almost getting to like a Half-Life 3 situation, and it actually is real. But I think they're going to be ready to talk about gameplay and release date. I think it's going to be a tentative release date of like summer 2021 or something.
You reckon that far away?
Not necessarily that far away, but it's going to be like it's not going to be like, oh, and it's out in 6 months. It's going to be a year or so away, and it's probably going to launch with the new consoles.
Yeah.
Now here's another one which you sort of hinted at.
The new console. That's a good point. Sorry, before you move on, because the screen grabs and that I have seen of Beyond Good and Evil 2 look really good. Like
It sounds like a
really
big
good
game as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you can explore planets No Man's Sky-esque.
Oh god, I'm not interested anymore.
New Splinter Cell game teased. I feel like right at the end they're just going to sort of do like a little bit of a
The goggles
or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I feel like that could be one of the games.
So like the screen will go dark, the whole auditorium will go dark, and then there'll just be like these two green night vision goggles will just go like ting or something.
My thing is about this is
Sam Fisher.
Because I was trying to think what these 4 games could be, and I was like, what
Well,
do
one of them's
Ubisoft
Watch Dogs.
have? Yeah. So what do they have? And then I was like, oh, they've got all the Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah.
But they've just revealed the new Ghost Recon Oblivion, or whatever it's been called. It looks terrible. Just released The Division. So there's already 2 Tom Clancy games there. So I'm not sure about Splinter Cell being teased. I think maybe there was like a mission in Ghost Recon Wildlands where you could. It was a crossover with like Splinter Cell. So I'm thinking maybe there's going to be like more of a Splinter Cell Division 2 crossover or Splinter Cell New Ghost Recon thing rather than actual Ghost Recon game itself.
Well, they're not going to do another like Hawks, are they? And they're not going to do another. What was the RTS? They did do
Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah, they're not doing that.
Something like
probably. They did Hawks too.
I'm pretty sure they did a Hawks 2.
Bloody hell.
I had the demo of that. I thought it was unbelievable, but I didn't know anything about
I hate
games.
flying simulator games.
Yeah.
I've said this before,
Yeah,
personally.
it's just weird, isn't it? Alright, now to round off Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
No mention of Assassin's Creed at all.
Ooh, I can kind of see your point. Obviously, we know there's not an Assassin's Creed coming in 2019. It's having an off year, like it did between Assassin's Creed
Syndicate.
4 and Syndicate. Or was it between
Syndicate and
Syndicate
Origins?
and I think they've had 2 gap years, haven't they? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was definitely one. Was between so Syndicate and Origins, but then I also feel like there was one between 4 and Unity, but maybe there wasn't.
I should have. Definitely. I've had one.
Yeah, they should have done.
And if they did, what the fuck did they do?
But I think, yeah, maybe they didn't in that case. I do think that these rumours of like the Vikings, and I talk about this a bit in part 1 in episode 17, so go back and listen to that. I think they've come so early that it would just make sense. It would just make sense for Ubisoft to be like, yep, you guys cracked it. It's a Viking game. Because it's not even as if they've tried to hide it. Like I mentioned with the thing in the Division 2 where there's a poster on the wall. And Bungie did this years ago where they put a poster for Destiny in Halo 3? Halo 2 or 3? There was like a poster that had the original sort of like Destiny logo, and it said something like Destiny awaits or greatness awaits, something like that. So this has happened before in similar titles, and I feel like it would just make sense for Ubisoft to be like, yeah, you've cracked it. There's rumours. There's supposedly people have had like screenshots and people have recorded like, you know, like pre alpha gameplay, and it's been on YouTube and whatever else. And it's terrible when it doesn't look legit, but it could be.
My thinking behind this no Assassin's Creed thing is, number one, to sort of make way for the other 4 games to have their own space. just sort of have their own attention. Be like, Watch Dogs 3 is our big focus now, and all the Division 2 stuff that's coming out. And number 2 is I feel like there's more of a buzz around the chasing of the name than them revealing it. I feel like they'll do something similar in Watch Dogs 3, like tease it, and then there'll be 100 more articles being like, oh look, now they've teased this bit of the new Assassin's Creed game, and then properly reveal it, I don't know, beginning of next year, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, typically they tend to release late in the year, so it's obviously, we know it's not one of these 3 or 4 AAA. How many is it? Is it 4?
I think so, with Ghost Recon being one of them.
So Ghost Recon's 1, Watch Dogs is 1, and then there's 2 more to fill. One, it's definitely not Assassin's Creed, but it does seem early to talk about it, but I don't know. I feel like the cat is kind of out of the bag, so what's the harm in just being like, it's set in Viking era.
Just leave it.
So what do you think the other 2 AAA titles
I don't know if they're
are?
counting Skull and Bones as one of them.
Oh yeah, maybe they are.
Could be. Well then,
so that's 3.
Splinter Cell, I guess, is one of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, Splinter Cell would be one of them if I'm predicting this.
Yeah. So your prediction is a Splinter Cell, and mine is potentially a brand new James Bond game. So not too far apart.
Pull that one out your ass.
Yeah, well, that would be lovely if someone could.
I don't know. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on to the next one. Who have we got next? Okay, let's go Square Enix then.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested to hear what you've got to say about Square.
Square is the one I probably know least about.
Yeah.
Seeing as I'm not particularly much of a
neither of
JRPG.
us neither of us are JRPG fans. Neither of us are Final Fantasy fans. I like Kingdom Hearts. You like what else?
Just Cause.
Just Cause. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Square Enix dip their toes in the Western market,
and they do a good job.
I like
Just Cause is a good series.
Unfortunately, Just Cause 4 has somewhat become a damp squib. They've also just announced the new Just Cause DLC, so that was going to be one of my predictions. But they've just announced the DLC, yeah. But by just announced, this is 20th of May or something when we're recording this.
Just announced at the time of recording, but realistically about 3 weeks ago.
10th of June or whatever this is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, I feel like, a pretty obvious one. The Avengers game that they've been holding on to for a while.
I completely fucking forgot to mention this. Yeah.
I feel like that's about time to be shown. It's got big old Avengers zeitgeist feelings, groundswell.
It's going to sell like an absolute bucket
I feel like they were waiting until like the film thing was out of the way, and now they can be like, look, here's the game one.
So the MCU finishes and the MGU
possibly
opens up.
I wonder if they're gonna the MGU. I wonder if they're actually gonna do that. I wonder if because there's gonna be different companies making the games. I don't think they will. Anyway,
but that's only in the same sense of like different directors doing the films.
But
I don't think they'll vary
Spider-Man's
that massively.
a PS4 exclusive, made by a Sony-owned company. I don't know if there's going to be writers that are going to be working on all of them. Anyway, they're going to show gameplay, I think.
What, of the
Avengers game?
The Avengers game.
I feel it's been announced for about 3 years now.
What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I can't really picture this. I can't see how it's going. Like,
I can't at all.
When someone says a Spider-Man game, I'm like, yeah. But to have the mechanics of all these different superheroes, but it not be like a Lego game. I can't.
Choosing a character wheel.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play as Ron for 5 minutes or whatever.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, definitely. But I think the release window will be about spring 2020. I think that's what they're going to go for.
Yeah, it seems.
Just to sort of be like, oh, there's no Avengers film this year, but here you go. Here's the.
Well, that's it now, isn't it?
Here's the game.
No more Avengers films ever.
Well, it's the next phase of the Avengers.
Oh, for God's sake, when will it end?
No.
Never.
Never, I guess.
Mm.
Okay.
I also, before you move on, sorry, I don't know why, but I've just popped into my head that because there's no Sony this year, we're not going to see any Death Stranding.
For once.
Yeah.
It's about bloody time we don't see any of that fucking game. Just go and make it.
Yeah.
It's been at every single show ever.
Well, they've been making it for...
They're just making cinematic trailers.
3 or 4 years?
About 3 years.
Well, I'm trying to think when the PT demo was.
That was about 2014.
2014 or 15.
So then Metal Gear Solid came out 2016?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, you carry on. I just want to throw that out
there. Now's the stuff I don't know about.
Okay.
I just said Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC reveal. I feel that's a safe bet, that.
Yeah. Well, I think by the time this goes out, that will have been pretty much nailed on.
Nothing specific. I know they did a free update recently and they said we're interested in paid updates. So they come. And now for my Switch port prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
And Life is Strange on Switch.
I can't see Kingdom Hearts 3 porting.
The reason why I say this, because I was thinking, I was like, is Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, is that going to be on Switch? And then I was looking up, and apparently it's been on other Nintendo things. And then I was like,
well, there's Kingdom Hearts.
Could Kingdom Hearts 3 come on Switch? And then I was looking up, and they were like, oh, we'd love to bring it to Switch. Like, we really want to bring it to Switch. So I'm like, maybe they will.
Canonically speaking, there is a Kingdom Hearts game. I think it's 358 divided by 2 memories or whatever it's called. I don't know. Or I might... Yeah, no, not memories. Days. I think that was on DS or Game Boy. I think there's one that's called like Chain of Memories or something. Also on one of the two. I don't know. But there has been a main series KH game on a Nintendo handheld at some point. So I guess that's not too crazy. But I feel like it's too big of a game to go on Switch.
Yeah, but I feel like it's about time the big games go on Switch.
Maybe they'll well, I mean, they have remastered 1 and 2 and brought it to console, so maybe they'll end up on Switch instead.
Well, this was sort of me clutching at a bit of straws, you know.
Yeah.
So then Final Fantasy VII Remake, first episode, release date 2019. As I said in the previous episode, that Matt was like, Final Fantasy VII won't be at E3, and I said I will cut off my left nut if it isn't at E3, because they said in State of Play recently that it will be more information in June, which must be E3.
You
Just
would think.
must be. For the sake of my testicle.
Well, had I known that
bloody must
before recording earlier, perhaps I wouldn't have made such a crazy prediction.
It was mental.
But,
bloody mental. Imagine if they didn't. Imagine if they were like, fuck it, let's do it like the day after E3.
Well, then you owe me a testicle.
I'll hand it to you on a plate.
Thank you.
Deep fried.
Deep fried ball.
Testicle.
Nice.
And you can sew up my scrote.
Oh, Jesus.
My last one. I don't know, I was sort of just thinking of random things
Just
for this one.
Spitballing.
Yeah, so I remember the old Tomb Raider, the PS3 Tomb Raider games, they got bundled into a trilogy.
Did they?
And sold as one, yeah.
Oh.
Or they were remasters of the original Tomb Raider trilogy.
Were those when Tomb Raider got all like hardcore and edgy and she was like, I don't know, it got really dark?
No, that's new ones.
Oh.
The ones my girlfriend has just been playing, which is sort of why
I was going to say,
this,
yeah, that's why it's
is
on
that the current gen trilogy, I think, is going to get repackaged as a sort of trilogy collection, similar to sort of like a Uncharted collection. I don't think Shadow of the Tomb Raider did terribly well, so this will be a good time for sort of people to be like, you know, here's the whole bundle in one.
Okay.
And who doesn't love a bundle?
Love a bundle.
I love a good bundle.
Love a bundle, me. Yeah.
Exactly.
It could happen.
It could happen. I don't know if
feel
it
like
will.
I'm
I don't
saying
know how
that.
realistic that could be.
I honestly feel like I'm saying that about all of your predictions because
Yeah.
this is the thing. You are much more knowledgeable than I am about games just entirely. So everything you say, I'm kind of like,
Just believe me.
I do.
Put your nutsack on the line like me.
No, I'm not that mental.
Bloody mental.
No, I'm not that. I tell you what, if what's it called? Final Fantasy. That's it. If Final Fantasy VII is at E3 and your left testicle survives,
Yeah.
My right one won't. However, if I'm correct and Final Fantasy VII does not make an appearance, then my right testicle will survive, and your
So
left one won't.
basically, we by the end of E3, one of us will be the one ball of Wimbledon.
We'll be severely handicapped.
Ah.
The one ball. That's so just not funny. It's very
That's the
funny.
best thing ever.
That's funny. It'd be better if we lived anywhere near Wimbledon.
Yeah, well, the one ball of
Wood
Wood
Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't come and like find us.
Yeah, we're not that famous.
Yeah. All right, now for some meaty stuff. Let's go for Nintendo, shall we?
Go on.
Let's go.
Go on. Here we go. I feel like you're going to go in on this because these are your boys.
It's my boys.
These
Right.
are your boys.
I've mentioned this before, but the version, I don't know what they're going to be called, but the DS had similar versions of a Lite and an XL, and I think these two new consoles will be announced at E3.
The Switchies.
The Switch Lite and the Switch XL. So the XL doesn't necessarily mean bigger, just the more powerful version.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lite, I think, is going to be a handheld version which doesn't dock and the controllers don't come off.
I said this weeks
Well,
ago.
I think I've mentioned it as well.
I said this weeks ago,
Well,
and
it
you
was
said
rumoured as well.
you said no because the whole point of it is that the Joy-Cons come off. So why would they make one where it's static? And I was like, well, they just might because a lot of the time you probably play games where they don't come off. So I think you'll find I planted this seed.
You always plant
Thank
a
you very
seed in
much.
me.
Yeah, always. You know what I'm like. I just go
Whatever,
around
I
planting
don't know.
seeds,
I
and then I watch them grow.
drink too much alcohol to remember what I said.
I think that would be great though, and I would somewhat be inclined to buy that one rather than a normal Switch, just because the amount of time I can see myself playing a Switch with the Joy-Cons not connected, so therefore the Switch itself connected to the TV, or even just leaning against something and I'm not holding the screen, I'm just holding the controller. I can't see that happening as much as just holding the damn thing.
Yeah. Well, I have possibly plugged my Switch into the TV a grand total of about twice.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I will take off the Joy-Cons and play with it, like standing up. But that's every now and then. So I would
Fleeting.
probably buy that one. However, I'd like a up-graphicked
An up-graphic. Alright.
version.
You want a beefy
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 boy,
Switch.
a Nintendo Switch Pro for nerds like me, because it's a bit lacking in power, the Switch, and I like to play my ports and stuff. So like LA Noire, for example, is a game I'm playing right now on my Switch, and the popping on that is pretty bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought the Switch was... I mean, it's good, obviously, but I thought it was like...
Well, when
considering
it's docked,
size-
it's comparable to PS3
Oh,
and
okay.
Xbox, but when it's
When it's not.
when it's not, because there's more power like being put into like displaying it on the screen,
Yeah.
so there's a little bit of power that could be put in there. But then games like Breath of the Wild, it's just like Nintendo games are just like perfect on it. It's, I don't know.
That kind of makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
More Nintendo. Let's go. Let's Nintendo.
Oh, here's one. Here's one for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, this is something I've alluded to across possibly every single episode that we've had of this podcast, and that is the burgeoning, is that the word?
But I'm not sure.
Burgeoning relationship
Oh, right, yeah. Between
Microsoft
and,
and Nintendo.
Yeah.
And there's been heavy rumours of this partnership ever growing.
Yes.
And with the recent release of Cuphead on the Nintendo, these rumours have only persisted.
We should say that that's significant because Cuphead was an Xbox exclusive.
indeed.
And is now on the Switch.
So there's been rumours of the Xbox Game Pass coming to the Nintendo, which is Xbox's sort of you pay monthly Netflix kind of subscription type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo have also worked with cloud gaming, which I think is what's going to be. And I think in their direct, they're going to show this off for the first time. And the first games on the system are going to be bloody groundbreaking. It's going to be, here you go, here's like Gears of War up to number 4, and here's Halo up to number 4 as well, or something.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the first games on Game Pass. £15 a month, please. Play all of those. Have a great time.
Enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
You've earned it.
No release window. This is like a thing that's going to be like, and coming one day.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
To a Switch near
But
you.
I just think they're going to shove it off a little bit.
I mean, again, I've not really got anything to say other than, yeah, maybe. Because it
could
just
happen.
seems... It could happen. I think it probably will.
I wanted to make a sort of a more specific prediction by saying, like, Gears and Halo. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That'd be
fair
sick,
enough.
and then I might actually enjoy Halo.
Well, isn't the Master Chief Collection, that's coming to PC soon, isn't
exactly.
it? So maybe it'll come to Switch at the same time as part of the Game Pass.
I'd also love to play Gears of War again.
Yeah.
Gears of War 2 is one of my favourite games. Such a good game.
Yeah.
And that'd be great on the Switch. I love my ports on the Switch. That's the thing.
You really do.
That's the thing about my Switch is like, it's for the games that I've missed, you know?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
I
that
like
is a
about
good
it.
excuse to have a Switch as well. It's just to catch up on everything that you
That's why I
forgot.
want Saints Row 3 now. That's what I'm looking at next. I'm like, Saints Row 3?
Never
Bloody
really been
yes, mate.
fussed about
Loved Saints Row 2. Saints Row 4 was a bit shit. Never played Saints Row 3. Why
Get
not?
on it.
Dragon's Dogma. That sounds quite good.
You mentioned that in episode 17. I have no idea what that is.
It's a very underappreciated sort of Skyrim-ish game that not many people played. That's actually apparently really good.
I don't even think I've ever heard of it until
No,
you
that's
mentioned
the
it
thing,
earlier.
not many people have. I can't even think who's it by or who published it. But yeah.
Okay.
Since I played Skyrim on the Switch, that's all I want. Is just give me all the fucking ports, mate.
All the ports you can handle.
All the ports. Alright,
We got more Nintendo.
we've got more Nintendo. Now let's get back more the realm of possibility. The
I didn't realise you'd left the realm of possibility.
Xbox Game Pass. I don't know. It's a
I think
bit pie in the
that's-
sky. Well, this is sort of more grounded. This is the more, I don't know,
Feasible.
feasible. Yeah.
I like that word. Go on then. What is it?
Metroid Prime 4 gameplay reveal.
Ugh, have you ever played Metroid?
Nah, we've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
Don't really care.
I
But
don't like it.
you know,
I don't get
the
it.
only reason I'm interested is because Nintendo's track record of their published games has been pretty stellar on the Switch. And I like sci-fi games, so you know,
I don't
they
think
do
you
something
dig
good.
Metroid at all. I don't. It's
Yeah, I
not
don't
your.
know.
It's a side-scrolly arcade shooter. Yeah, it's almost like if Sonic was a little bit slower, and yeah, it's one of those like you've got unlimited ammo. Well, I think you do
Well,
anyway.
Metroid Prime 3,
Yeah,
that
just-
was a 3D shooter, I think.
Oh, was it? I'm thinking of the original like N64 Metroid.
Okay, let's stick in the realm of possibility. Actually, I'd say no. Let's drift away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuck that one off. I'm gonna
Okay.
drift away into the
What have you?
the
I
land
want to know
of-
what you fucked off.
outlandishness.
Okay. The land of Borderlands 3, which is definitely going to be at E3.
This is slightly outlandish.
Uh-huh.
Nothing is mentioned of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. I talked for probably 5 or 10 minutes in episode 17 about my kind of wishes for Sword and Shield and what we might see, but yeah, I also kind of wouldn't put it past Nintendo to just not show anything and just be like, fuck you.
Yeah, I just feel like the directs aren't particularly like, I don't know, the E3 direct's not particularly groundbreaking, and
Yeah.
I feel like they'll do what they did with Smash Bros, which is in about September. They'll be like, and here's the Pokemon Direct, and it'll be half an hour of just Pokemon.
Yeah.
It'll be like
Also,
everything.
the Pokemon thinking about it, yeah, the Pokemon Company love to do a lot of their own like marketing. They love to just do these random YouTube videos of just like, oh, coming soon to the TCG, which is the trading card game for the uninitiated, which includes you, I presume. It's like, oh, we've now got these like GX booster packs. So I don't play the card game personally, but yeah, they do their own stuff like that all the time. They're just these unannounced, like, oh, this is coming next week. And then for Sun and Moon, when that was being teased and revealed over time, yeah, they did these, like, they would every now and then they drop like 20 Pokemon who are, you know, new to the series, or they release the Alolan forms. So, oh yeah, thinking about it, yeah, maybe they won't mention it at all.
My one I fucked off
do.
was just they'll show the village instead, or whatever it's called. Maybe give that a proper name.
Yeah. Why'd you fuck that off? That's quite a curveball. I like that.
Well, that's pretty simple. I think
you've thrown it out there now. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I just think they'll do it. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. I think it's coming out in the
Look
summer.
At this Oracle sat here, just like, yeah, well, it's going to happen. Isn't it?
I am the Oracle.
Yes.
I'm the top Oracle.
Ooh, is that like a top chat?
Yeah.
Top, not bad.
I'm more of an orifice.
So, okay.
Are
you?
I'm just a massive hole.
Any hole's a goal.
Alright, now let's really get crazy.
Okay, so we're leaving the realm of possibility, as you kept saying a second ago.
So there's sort of been a little bit of talk about Mario Kart 8 DLC coming around.
DLC for Mario Kart?
Yeah, well, like just
crazy
just a couple
time to
of
be
new
alive.
stages, a couple of new characters maybe. Fuck that, mate.
Huh?
Mario Kart 9 gets revealed. Fuck it, why not? Mario Kart 8's old at this point.
How long's it been out?
Well, I think Mario Kart 8 came out 2000 and... I don't know. But it was released on Switch. So it was originally a Wii U game, and it came out as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch. But it added the DLC that they already had. But now it's sort of like, it's a bit stale. We've had this game for a few years. So, okay, so it came out May 2014. So we've had this game for 5 years at this point.
Okay.
And if I go have a little look at the time between the Mario games, generally, Mario Kart games. So Mario Kart 7 was 2011 and Mario Kart 8 was 2014. So it's about time they built a Mario Kart game for Switch from the ground up, I think.
What is as someone who doesn't play a lot of Mario Kart, talking to someone who's does, you play a fair amount, would you say?
I play a fair amount, yeah.
You've played Mario Kart 7, 6?
I never played 7. I played Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS.
Alright, so what, other than new tracks, new cars and new characters, and maybe new weapons, I don't know, Mario Kart to me, it's like, why don't they just make... And I felt like Mario Kart 8 was like this, because 8's got tracks and tournaments and whatever from the series, like, from day one, hasn't it? And it's got, like, GBA Cup and N64 Cup and things like that. Why don't they just leave it as that and just have the Mario Kart to end all Mario Karts? Why do you keep needing to add to the series?
Well, there's subtle gameplay differences. It's like, I feel like they could do the Smash Bros Ultimate version of Mario Kart. It would just be like every single track is on here now. And now I think that's what they're doing with Smash Bros Ultimate. Is like the pinnacle of Smash. That's like everything up until this point, and that's the future of Smash.
So you think it will be Mario Kart Ultimate?
Possibly, but I feel like recently they've had to reiterate a lot on it because they had DS version, which they had to like do completely because of the like hardware on the DS.
Yeah.
The Wii was completely different because it's motion controls, and you got like Wii U, which just sucked ass. So now just like fucking, I don't know, do one just for the
Switch.
For the Switch, yeah, because now that is the all-encompassing Nintendo console. That is both handheld, both takeaway. They have got Mario Kart Tour coming out, which is the mobile game, so maybe it
mobile Mario Kart
could have something to do with that. I think previews actually came up for that today.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it's pretty good until
Today
it asks you for
May 23rd.
Thousands of pounds, not thousands of pounds, but it's a free mobile game that asks you for microtransactions, I believe.
Of course.
And now for a stupid one. just because I kind of wanted to play the game recently.
Mm-hmm.
Bioshock 1 and 2 and Infinite gets announced for the Switch.
I can see... Well, no, because I guess... I was going to say that I can see 1 and 2 being bundled and then announced on Switch, but Bioshock, the collection, is all 3.
And they were all originally released on PS3, weren't they?
Yeah, I think hardware-wise, the Switch could probably handle... Especially 1 and 2. Infinite might be a push... But even then, that was released on PS3 and Xbox 360 originally. So, yeah, again,
why not? I feel like we're gearing up for a Bioshock release. Maybe not too soon.
Nah, I think Bioshock's something I'm tempted to make a top opinion on, to be honest. Because as much as I love that series, I would quite like it to just stay where it is. Because Infinite, without giving too much away, Infinite just like summed everything up. It tied off all the loose ends. Yeah, it's an absolute headfuck to understand, but it's a brilliant game. It was a great send-off for the series thus far, and it's like one of those things where you don't want it to be redone or you don't want it developed on because it's finished so brilliantly. It's like you don't want it to tarnish its own reputation. Okay. And I think if you ended up playing them, you would more than likely agree with that. So, and maybe it will happen because the Bioshock collection might make its way to Nintendo Switch. That would be cool. Yeah. Maybe I'd then buy it for Switch and I would have owned all 3 of the games 3 times each. Wouldn't that be mental?
You should just get an Xbox. 4 times each.
4 times each, yeah.
Get an Xbox 360 as well. 5 times. Get a PC.
6.
Just
get a Wii 7. No, don't be silly. No, not on Wii. Got you.
I think it was the Wii U randomly had Mass Effect 3.
The Wii U's just an enigma. That console is just like, what is it?
Thing in the world. Anyway, back to E3 predictions on the last company, or is it?
Oh.
So now we go to Xbox.
That sounds like a prediction in itself, or a teaser. Oh, there we go. He's giving me the eyebrows, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, if you can hear this. That's the eyebrows.
That's the eyebrows moving.
Yeah. Okay, so similar to your prediction, the Xbox 2, whatever it's going to be called, 720, is revealed. Release date. So my original prediction in episode 2, Top Chapter Games podcast, was this console was coming out this year, 2019, in the autumn.
This
winter.
Prediction was made in January of this year.
Yeah. So I've slightly changed that. I feel like it's a bit too, from reveal to release, a bit too soon for a console. Kind of works for games, but a bit too soon for a console.
Yeah.
So I've now gone for March 2020 release. A bit of a different one.
Excuse me a second. Yeah, carry on.
However, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they originally planned perhaps the traditional sort of before Christmas release. But now I feel like holidays, they don't matter as much anymore.
Nintendo, they do.
Not as much anymore, I don't think. Because, like,
as someone that works in retail...
No, I know.
They massively do.
The way games now release throughout the year, they used to be like, I don't know, you'd have some before summer and then like most of them like before Christmas. But they don't matter as much. Like, people are going to still be buying it. The Nintendo Switch was released in March and that did very well. So I think it could be. And I think they want to sort of stay out the way of Sony. They don't want to like sort of blow their load like too early. So I feel like they want to be in the same year.
No one wants to do that.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
So they want to be in the same year that I think they know Sony's going to be releasing 2020 in the winter. But they sort of, you know, just a bit ahead of them.
What are we talking hardware-wise? Because I think it's still going to be a physical box with discs and blah blah blah. What are you saying?
I think I'm still pretty firm on my original predictions in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite remember exactly what they were, but I do remember saying 2 editions.
Yeah.
One without a disc drive. I feel like that's true because since I made that prediction, we've since had an Xbox One been announced that doesn't have a disc drive and is all digital. I think I said that it's sort of like the last Xbox, so it's iterative.
Yeah.
We'll play everything backwards, and this sort of goes into my next one, is that Gears 5 has been pushed to 2020, launch on the Xbox, on the new Xbox. But it's going to be like a cross-release. It's just going to be Gears of War 5 on the Xbox, and it plays Xbox One, and it plays on the new Xbox.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, bridging the gap kind of thing.
Yeah.
New Xbox at the moment is codenamed, I think, Project Scarlet.
Yeah, something
which
like
I
that.
quite like, to be honest.
The Xbox One Pro, or whatever it's called, I think it was called Scorpio or something. Yes.
I like that too.
Alright, what we've said previously, it's about the fourth time we mentioned this bloody game. Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, gameplay trailer shown.
Yeah.
Like that sort of cinematic gameplay you were talking about.
Yeah. A la The Last of Us 2 2018.
Yeah, that very like stylized gameplay with no HUD.
That was the
very
best.
Slow camera movements of like, oh, look at that bird moving across the sky. Sort of that kind of thing.
That was the best 10 minutes of E3 last year by a country mile.
Of a not very good E3, I thought.
Yeah.
Are we going to go trekking till 6 a.m. at a pub watching E3?
I mean, why not? It was quite fun.
I think it's actually during download, so unless they're showing it anywhere. Show it on the main stage.
Yeah, can you imagine?
For all three of us.
No, I reckon the whole fucking festival would go and watch that. Most of it, anyway.
Just like cheering the Gears of War 5 release date. I don't know.
Probably.
That's pretty metal, that game.
Yeah, it's pretty metal, isn't it?
Metal. We're going to Download Festival, by the way.
We are.
Let's have a Top Chat
Can't
meetup.
wait. yeah, if you're there, come and find us. We'll be
recording a podcast in our tent.
That would be interesting. The background
literally
noise.
say hi to me, and literally all I'll be like is, alright, mate.
Alright, mate.
Okay, back to it. We're going to be finishing up real soon because it's 1:45.
Oh, yeah. AM.
And we've actually been recording. This episode's just gone over an hour, but we've now been recording for about 2 hours.
Yeah. Over 2 hours.
At midnight, yeah. Okay.
Sensible.
Finally, our local boys Rocksteady will unveil what they've been working on. But to a slight disappointment, I don't know if that's disappointment, it's just going to be Batman again.
Is this a thing that people want this to be a Joker game, or have I made that up?
I haven't heard that, I don't think. I think
I've probably made it up.
Quite a lot of people seem to want this to be a Superman game or a Justice League game. Because there was a Superman screenshot going around for a while that looked very much like Rocksteady had done it. Oh my god, I just launched my phone.
Throw your phone everywhere, why not?
Yeah.
So you don't want a Superman game, or you're not fussed?
Superman's a really hard game to pull off. I don't like Superman anyway, to be honest, that much.
I mean, you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah,
but,
I liked Man of Steel, weirdly, but I don't like Superman as a character. I just think it's like, he's like really sick and cool, but you know, kryptonite.
Yeah, you're talking of Superman games being difficult to pull off. If you watch a speedrun of Superman 64, it is the most broken, awful game. Like, even without all the glitches and like sort of things that I can't think what the word is, but just basically glitches that people have discovered in this game. Even without them, it is appalling. And I know it's an N64 game, but still, the 64 had like GoldenEye and Ocarina of Time, so it's not as if you can blame hardware limitations.
Well, I originally think that Rocksteady weren't going to do a Batman game because it was the Arkham trilogy. It was Asylum, Night, and City. I think I got those wrong way around. And then with Origins sprinkled in. So they weren't going to do another one. And I think they were going to do a Justice League game, but with a mixture of the film universe doing terribly and the film sucking, and them sort of maybe giving up on the DC EU. I feel like they're like, we've got a good thing going with Batman. Maybe we'll sprinkle in a few Justice League characters more in this one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be Justice League, and I think it'll have the same problem as Avengers. Like, that whole mechanic of like building a game around like the Flash who can go ridiculously fast.
It's a lot of variety.
Or Superman who can fly, you know, and then you got Batman and Wonder Woman who are like fucking, I don't know what they do.
And also, like Superman is immortal basically, and Batman is just a bloke.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that?
Exactly. And you've also got a good Justice League game, essentially, in Injustice games, if you like fighting games.
Injustice was alright, to be fair. I never played too much of it.
I played the first one. It was like a port of a mobile game, because I remember I originally played it on my phone.
That's a bit weird,
I hate fighting games, so I put it on easy mode just to see the story.
Nah, fighting games are great.
Suck at them.
I'd like to get back into Tekken, to be honest. I used to be really good at Tekken.
No, you didn't.
I did. Me and Hwarang.
Oh, I bet you played as the fucking Leopard Man, didn't you?
I've just said who I played as.
I don't know who that is.
Hwarang is like the Leopard Man's king. Hwarang's like he's got ginger hair. He's kind of like I don't know, like a steampunk looking ninja kind of thing. Not ninja, that's the wrong word.
That's my next prediction anyway. Tekken 8. I don't know what Tekken we're on.
I think 8, to be honest, yeah.
Okay, now another WB one. This was originally rumoured to be the Rocksteady game. Mm-hmm. Harry Potter, the RPG, is officially revealed to a fairly imminent release date.
Will it be Harry Potter or will it be Hogwarts?
It will be, something like it won't be Harry Potter because it's apparently set.
It's before
100 years before Harry Potter or something.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
As it should be.
If it's done properly, like you're just a Hogwarts student, that'd be sick as fuck, mate.
It would be good, yeah.
I'd love to go do Transfiguration.
Have you? I'm pretty sure you have. You've played the Lego games, right? Lego Harry Potter.
I have not.
Oh my god, those games, brilliant.
Are they?
Just
I was looking at them on Switch, funnily enough.
Oh, they're phenomenal. Just buy them. They're so good. They're so good.
I remember one of my favourite Harry Potter games was Harry Potter 5, weirdly. Just because I remember I liked...
What, Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah.
Arguably the worst book and film.
My favourite book and favourite film.
The book's not bad, I guess, but the film's dreadful.
My least favourite book and film are also the same.
Which is?
Everyone else's favourite.
What, Goblet of Fire?
No.
Oh, what?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I
hate that film so much.
I don't like the film too much. I think Goblet of Fire is the best film.
Do you know what? I think the reason why I hate the film so much is how much they changed. Because Harry Potter 1 and 2 are very like, oh, Hogwarts, I love it. Oh, look, baddie Voldemort. He's on the back of someone's head. And then there's like, Harry Potter 3 is like, everything is dark. I hate everything.
He was our friend.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if they do that game well, that'll
be a great game.
If I can go play fucking Quidditch, mate, I'll be a sick as fuck beater. The size of me. I'll just go rugby tackle everyone off their broom. Is that illegal? I don't think it is.
No, it's a pretty violent game, really, isn't it? Considering it's for children.
Okay. Last two on Xbox. Fable 4 is finally revealed, which pretty much exists according to everyone. I don't know what more to say. It's going to be revealed. I can't predict much about it. But my last one is
Me neither.
The Cyberpunk 2077 will be Xbox. It'll be right at the end. It will have quite a long trailer with a bit of gameplay sprinkled in, and it will have the release date, and that will be the last thing we see at the Xbox conference is the release date
of Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, and it will be this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it... Ooh. No. I wouldn't be surprised though if we see, maybe a bit of gameplay. I think it's more going to set up the story because, correct me if I'm wrong, we know literally nothing about what it actually is.
I think we know hints and bits.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if this sets up a story or, a dialogue, and then, like you say, just kind of fades and then just a release date. But I think this year is a bit of a stretch.
You might think this is a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
So, that's everyone at E3. But what about the people who aren't at E3?
You're going to probably have to say that a bit louder.
What about the people that aren't at E3?
Sony.
Do
Do you think they're going to gate crash?
Sony, they are not sitting silent.
Nah, they can't.
For a second, I don't believe they're sitting silent. They are going to pull out something so ridiculous that they're still the talk, and Xbox are going to be looking at them with their pants down and dick in hand.
And we'll probably be looking at them doing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to... I just believe... I don't know if this has been a Sony fanboy. I know they haven't got a lot to show. They haven't got a lot worth doing a whole E3 show. Both. But they're going to pull out the little that they have. And they're going to head down gunning for it.
Yeah. Love that.
So, there's going to be...
What?
The sickest as fuck Last of Us 2 trailer.
Where, though?
They're just going to release it.
E3.
They're just going to release it.
You think they're going to stick it on Twitter or something?
Just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got enough to be like... Because if they do what they did last year and all they've really got is The Last of Us, and then everyone's sort of like, yeah, it was good, like Last of Us was sick, but like you didn't really have anything else. There's just going to be like, you've sort of... The talk's going to be Sony lost at E3. This is just going to be Sony just fucking pulled Xbox's pants down.
They have always sort of done this renegade guerrilla marketing as well. PlayStation specifically. Like, you remember some PlayStation adverts from like the 90s. They were insane. Like, stuff that you're surprised they got away with. So, and especially with this sort of foreboding Microsoft-Nintendo partnership, it would be really funny for Sony to not spend all that money and effort on an E3 conference and then just be like, oh, here's PS5, also Last of Us 2 is being released with it, fuck you all, good night.
It's not going to be PS5, but they're going to be Last of Us 2 trailer.
Oh, I like the idea of this.
And it's just going to release sort of maybe an hour before Xbox's conference. Something really sneaky and snide. Because Xbox are like, hi Sony, let's be friends. Hi Nintendo, let's be friends. And for like fair play, it works. But Sony are just sort of like,
fuck you.
Fuck the rest of yous. Like, fuck, who the fuck are yous? Yeah. And they're just like going at it.
Haven't they just agreed though with Microsoft some like cloud streaming thing?
They deal with technology all the time. Like, I'm pretty sure the PlayStation has got some kind of chip inside it which is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft use some sound system that's owned by Sony. And then, like, Sony do laptops with software from Microsoft. There's, like, little partnerships there,
I suppose.
However, the kicker is a release date on Last of Us 2.
Okay.
This year.
This year? I think you're...
I don't think that's too far off. I think maybe Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. But... with The Last of Us 2, there's been lots of hints that it's actually coming out this year. For example, they finished all the mocap.
Was it Neil Druckmann tweeted that or something? Yeah,
that's all finished up. And then people looked back at like the Uncharted games and The Last of Us 1. And when the mocap was done on those, about 6 or 7 months later, then the game was released.
It does seem like one of those things that would be the last thing you need to do. Because you mocap obviously dialogue, and then
it's
the
written,
story basically. Yeah, the story's done. Yeah, you're mocapping to
they would have done
fill the scenery in the game. So yeah, it does seem like one of those, not the last thing you do, but one of the last things. Well, that's very exciting.
That would
that.
Imagine
that is the hottest of takes.
Imagine just everyone just being like, fucking Sony has just released Last of Us 2 trailer, and Xbox like, fuck,
we're about to go on stage.
Like, Sony don't even need to be at E3 to win it. So I don't think, because everything that's going to be on the Xbox stage, which is looking ridiculously good, is mostly going to be on both consoles. And like, Sony is sort of like, yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, that's all coming to us as well. But then sort of Xbox will be like, oh, but Halo and Gears, and then Sony will be like, Last of Us 2, mate.
Yeah. I think that's great.
So sorry if you're an Xbox fanboy. Or we're sounding like Sony fanboys, but
yeah, we are a little bit.
We are Sony ponies.
I've got nothing against...
I am taking that pony dick
up my
ass.
I've got nothing against Microsoft or Xbox. It's a decent console. Just always had Sony, so yeah, I guess that's us. Great place to end it. I really hope you're right, because that would just be the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
That would be middle fingers up because we don't give a fuck.
Can't wait to tell you how many points of stuff I got right.
Or on that note, maybe a week after this episode, that can be how many of our E3 predictions did we get right?
Indeed.
For me, it will be probably none of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
All of mine are right.
I'm sure they are.
These are actually leaks. This is what I'm reading.
These are leaks. These aren't predictions. These are leaks. This is insider knowledge.
I worked for EA
Yes.
and Xbox and Sony.
Disclaimer, no we don't. On that note, thanks very much for listening. As always, please share with your friends. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it. We're on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You might be listening
Now
to it on
a
that.
fortnightly podcast.
Yes, now a fortnightly podcast because that's our favourite game and it's all we want to talk about. But thanks very much for
I
listening.
wonder if anyone's done a Fortnite podcast fortnightly.
I know that IGN or someone like that did make a Fortnite but not just a one-off. They had like a weekly Fortnite podcast.
Okay.
It's like, really? Is there that much to talk about that game?
Possibly. Anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, should end it there. Thanks very much for listening for about the third time, and bye for now.
Bye for now.